up, I feel like I have to talk about Tom Brady, the GOAT at the position.
Yeah,
Do you think that there is a, I guess in basketball we talk about ring culture where it's like, okay, Michael Jordan and LeBron are
yeah.
trying to get their sixth and seventh rings and kind of that race for rings. Do you think that because of how great Tom Brady has been at the position, that now ring culture has entered into the NFL? Because I see that even Pat Mahomes, they're like, oh, if he doesn't get this three-peat, he can never catch Brady, and he already got beat by Brady in a Super
Yeah,
Bowl one. So like you talk about that and kind of how much
yeah.
Tom Brady has impacted how the quarterback position has been played.
Well, I mean, Brady, the Brady just moved the bar so far, because he played till he was 45 years old. He was an excellent quarterback at age 45. He could have kept going. I mean, he accomplished everything out there to accomplish. And again, he almost like, the standard was Montana and Terry Bradshaw when it came to rings. And he almost doubled that. So many things fell into place for him. The fact that he fell into place at the right time for the right team. The fact that he was able to stay healthy, which wasn't all luck, but some of it was luck. And then it's just like all of these things that happen. Malcolm Butler intercepting the ball at the goal line. You know what I mean? All of these things. And so, um, you know, ring culture matters, and I think that I think that it'll probably stick because of just how singularly great Brady was when it came to winning championships, and the fact that I don't think anyone's coming anytime soon. I mean, it would take a lot. Even Patrick. I mean, they almost need to, they can't waste a year. I think that it matters, but I also think that there's other ways of judging quarterbacks, and I think Brady's the greatest ever. You can look at the rings, that's fine, but I think that if you look at any situation that you might use to judge great quarterbacks, it's hard to not look at him and say he's if he's not the best, he's at least tied. Right? I mean, you talk about um even statistics. You know what I mean? Like there's guys who put up more statistics, but Tom Brady has thrown more touchdown passes in a season than Patrick Mahomes did ever has, which is nuts, but he has. And um, you know, even though back then the passing rules, while favorable, were slightly less favorable, and performance on the biggest stage. I mean, how could as great as Joe Montana was in 2 minute drills, as great as Patrick Mahomes has been in, you know, those huge clutch moments, John Elway was, Brady still has a resume that's deeper than they do in that regard. And so I think that um, you know, Brady just has, he's just the most accomplished player in NFL history. And it's going to take a while for someone to unseat him. But that said, I mean, look, people talk about Patrick Mahomes versus Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, these guys. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is so much better. I would take him before any of those guys because they have yet to prove that they can do what Patrick Mahomes has proven he's done many times on the biggest stage, which is raise his level of play to meet the moment. And I mean, Patrick hasn't played great in a lot of playoff games for the first three quarters, but he locks things into place. And, both of those comeback wins against San Francisco, the game against the Eagles too. I mean, the Super Bowl against the Eagles, the first one, I mean, you're talking about when games become no margin for error. And that dude has that gene. And Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, as great as those guys are in the regular season, they have yet to show that they have that gene.
No, I agree with you. And again, it's like styles make fights. Like I think about when was growing up, one of my favorite quarterbacks was Peyton Manning, and the way he
Yeah.
could come up to the line of scrimmage and he's yelling Omaha, and he's seeing everything that's happening beforehand, and he's calling out the Mike linebacker. He's doing all these things. That's like I look at that, I'm just appreciative of the quarterback position. And then, like you said, if you enjoyed that clip, make sure you head over to www.bookupapp.com to download our app so you can connect with your favorite bookish content creators, start conversations, and start your own book club.